And we can even talk about, when we started settling here in America, New Orleans. New Orleans was the point in which that the United States really wanted, and we ended up getting the Louisiana Purchase because of that. We just wanted New Orleans.
We got the Louisiana Purchase because Napoleon overextended his hand.
Yes,
literally, because what you said is New Orleans was the most geographically important place in the entire country, and that's why the French had it. That's 100% true, and we got it for cheap because basically Napoleon was in freak out mode because he was going broke.
And fun fact, the president at the time was Thomas Jefferson. Louisiana Purchase happened in 1804. And Thomas Jefferson said, look, New Orleans is very important for trade. So he sent 2 representatives over to Europe to negotiate. Their negotiation point was $10 million just for New Orleans. When they got to France, the French were ecstatic because they overextended themselves, like you said. They said, we'll give you the whole region, 800,000 square feet for 15 million instead of 10. So, and you have to realize what type of time that we're living in. It's not like those two, like you said, how we can communicate like this. It's not like they can hop on the phone with Thomas Jefferson and say, hey, I know we just offered 10 million just for New Orleans, but they're willing to give us the whole region for 15. They couldn't do that. So they took the executive decision to say, we'll take the whole region for 15. And then that Thomas Jefferson, for all we know, he could have picked up the phone and said, nope, we just want New Orleans. And who knows what would have happened. So once we had the Louisiana Purchase, now ushers in Lewis and Clark. In the Trail West, we have to explore the new land that we have, 800 million square feet. So the fact that it was just an accident getting the Louisiana Purchase, what we really wanted was the trade port of New Orleans. And it was just a byproduct of it. And lack of communication, it was. It's not like you can pick up a phone and call overseas. It took a long time to get any message across.
Yeah, it is. How America was built through so many I guess there are no coincidences, but just unfortunate coincidences. You know what I mean? So much of the work of eliminating Native Americans was done through microbes that we really didn't know anything about at the time. Yeah. Because a lot of the time, like a lot of it is, like people will say that disease was purposefully spread all over the place, but no, it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm sure a couple here and there, but for the most part, disease was spread through trade routes. And entire nations of Native Americans, perish without having ever seen any white man. Without disease,
I don't know if they would have had. Yeah,
it wouldn't have been possible. It wouldn't have been possible because while the Europeans were more militarily advanced, like they did more stuff with iron and stuff than the Native Americans did, they weren't that much more advanced. They weren't so advanced that they could have just taken over 100 million people.
And they didn't know the terrain of the land and everything.
They had help. Mm-hmm. They had like the Aztecs, the Mexica. You know what I'm saying? Like any empire typically is formed at the expense of other people. I mean, that's just what it is. So oftentimes Europeans would join with the enemies of larger nations to overthrow them. So they had help in so many different kinds of ways. But without disease and stuff like that, there would have been absolutely no way that this entire landmass would have been taken over. Absolutely no way. But I mean, should we getting off track a little bit?
I was just about to try to reel us in because we off track.
But we good. But we good though. But